Hey everybody, my name is Bobby. Welcome to Mile High Church. Thank you so much for spending part of your weekend with us, especially if you're new. Our vision, Oneness Revealed, a world of love, peace, and abundance for all. Our mission, to serve as a spiritual beacon for personal empowerment and global enlightenment. Before we get started today, we want to give you a look at a few things coming up around Mile High Church for you and your family. Our Spirituality in Times of Injustice workshop is today at 11:30. Explore the intersection of spirituality and societal injustices with Jessica Havens, diversity, equity, and inclusion facilitator and bridge builder.
Michelle and Josh here inviting you to Easter weekend at Mile High.
We start off with Good Friday services on Friday, March 29th at 7 p.m. in the Teal Sanctuary. A beautiful, sacred, meditative service with all of us ministers and great music with Tom Litch and Laura Berman.
And Easter Sunday is all about celebrating the resurrection of Christ, but deep down, the message this year is going to be about a resurrection of humanity, because I don't know about you, Michelle, but our world, our country, that's what we need today more than anything else, a resurrection of the human heart.
We look forward to seeing you there.
When I say the word surrender, what comes up for you? There's this misconception in our culture today that surrender is weak, that surrender is passive, that surrender is giving up, that surrender is waving the white flag, that if you surrender, you're going to not manifest your goals, dreams, or desires. But what if this wasn't true? What if in truly surrendering, you actually got more than you could have imagined? You see, surrender is the most powerful thing that you can do. It was the secret key to the truly great ones, and it's the key to the next level of your life. April the 26th at Mile High Church, I'm going to be doing a life-changing evening called The Magic of Surrender. I'm going to teach you the best of what I know in terms of how to truly surrender, how to get into the flow, and how to manifest miracles. Make sure you sign up today. Invite everyone you know. I promise you, miracles.
For more information about anything you've heard today, stop by the Event Center or check us out online at milehighchurch.org.
Good morning, Mile High. My name's Gary Lynn Floyd. It's been great being with you the last few weeks. I've had a great time. We all survived the snowstorm. That's awesome. I hope you'll join me with this song. I love that you know it. I wrote this with my friend Robin Hackett, and it's called One Big Family. Let's stand up. Feel free to stand up and clap and do your thing. Here we go. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one. One big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let's sing all that again. Here we go. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one. One big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one. One big family.
Hey.
Gary Lynn Floyd, Mile High Band. Gary, it's been so great to have you with us. He's a wonderful musician, someone just said to me, and he's so good looking. We're so grateful to have your partner, Danny, here. Where is Danny? So grateful wherever you are. Thank you for sharing him with us, Danny. Welcome to Mile High Church, everyone. Happy St. Patrick's Day. So good to see so many of you already partaking in the festivities this morning. Our founder, Ernest Holmes, said that you never have to surrender that which belongs to life. You only need surrender that which is opposed to it. What a wonderful opportunity we have each week here to surrender anything that is keeping us from living in the fullness and the wholeness of our lives. Self-judgment or self-rejection, judgment or animosity towards others. We get back here in this sanctuary, online or in person, to connect with that life, that divine life that is living each one of us for thriving and well-being. I'm so grateful to get to share in that experience with each and every one of you here this morning and every Sunday. And if you're new here, we have a vision and mission we love to recite each week. It's coming up on the screens if you want to say it along with me. It goes like this. Our vision, oneness revealed. A world of love, peace, and abundance for all. And our mission, to serve as a spiritual beacon for personal empowerment and global enlightenment. Thank you. It's been a wonderful weekend here at Mile High Church. Where are Steve and Arica? We have a newly married. We got to have a wedding here, everybody. It was wonderful. Congratulations. Let's hear it for Steve and Arica. We have a wonderful service in store for you today. We're going to, via our Rites of Passage initiative for this year, have a 7 Directions ceremony done by our youth church to welcome in the spring equinox. So we're so grateful for that. But now we're going to partake in our communal spiritual practice, a time for song, time for silence, and a time for prayer from our own beloved Dr. Patty.
Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place. Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place.
I give thanks for the fullness of silence. be still and know. Be still and know that that essence of life itself, that great spirit, that which is called 101 names, but yet is nameless. But perhaps it's your name. Perhaps it's my name. Perhaps it is that vibration of that holy, sacred circle of life that encompasses each one of us and invites us to enter into the very center of that circle, to the place of heart, where we recognize that we are an individual expression of the Most High. So I give thanks this day for the energy from above and that from below and that from all around about. Just recognizing that each one of us, like the beauty of each snowflake, the crystallus of the divine, perfect in the light of spirit. Breathe that in, take that in, for the holiness of the sacred elements of life, the beauty of the sun, the warmth of the sun, that light that brings forth the seed from the soil. That light, the rainbow of the sun, the water that creates that rainbow, and the sun that comes forth and warms our backs. I give thanks also for all those sacred elements, such as what is breathing us right now, our very holy breath. Our holy breath is light itself. And we give thanks also for all the water that has come to earth in the last several days here in Colorado. The water within our physical bodies, how it circulates and brings forth ultimate health and well-being. So I give thanks that this circle of life that has manifested through all human beings, through the elders, the children, all beings, is ever so present. So it blesses all beings, for it recognizes within its center of heart peace, peace on earth, peace within hearts, seen only from that place of wholeness. So I give thanks for this service. I give thanks for the blessings of Reverend Josh and the beauty of Gary's music and the musicians here, for it keeps us in that flow of everlasting life. So I give thanks for the children right now, for they have come forth to acknowledge the 7 precious directions of life itself. So this is a blessing, and you are blessed, and so it is.
Thank you for that wonderful prayer, Patty. My name is Rama, and I have the honor today of working with our youth department and honoring the 7 directions. You know, we're at the equinox this Tuesday. That's part that marks the separation between winter and summer. We're halfway there. And what honoring it is to do that. I've had the joy of working with the youth department for the last couple of summers at Rainbow Day Camp, doing this exact type of 7 directions opening and honoring. So today we are going to share this with you, and we also just acknowledge that March Powwow is happening here in Denver, and it is the nation's largest powwow that happens. What a blessing that is. Yeah. Thank you. All right, we're all just about out here. So as we move into this sacred ritual, we just tune ourselves into spirit that is related to all the directions. And we start with the direction of Mother Earth. So we reach down to Mother Earth and we consider this beautiful planet of Mother Earth, the great grandmother who supplies us with all that is, the great grounding energy, the nourishment of all that is Mother Earth. And we say together, "Thank you, Earth." And then we turn to the heavens above and we raise our hands up to the skies and we see the Milky Way and all that is beyond in that ever unfolding space of the universe, that great creative expression that continues to ripple forth through all the stars and the space between the stars and the planets and the moon and the sun. And we say, "Thank you, heavens." turn now to the east. Our room is slightly askew, so it's at an angle. And in the east, we acknowledge the sun, the rising sun and the new day, the beginning of that cycle of life each morning, the beautiful bird song that exists and all that washes in with the newness of the day. And we say, thank you, East. And then we turn to the south. Yeah, you can look at me. That's fine. There it is. There's the south. And at the south, we acknowledge the hemispheres. That space that's below that balances the equator, the above and below, and the beautiful tropics and the warmth of what is beneath us. And we say, thank you, South. And we turn to the west. And we raise our hands to the west where the sun sets each day, the beautiful ending to that cycle of day and night. And we look to the west and we acknowledge the winds that come, the mighty winds that bring forth the clouds, the rain and the snow. Boy, did it snow this week, and we are so appreciative of the moisture and all that water brings to us as life exists with water. Thank you, West. And we turn to the north, that beautiful upper part of the hemisphere, the snow and the cold and all that comes with it. How grateful we are for the north and the balancing of everything. And we say, thank you, North. Thank you, North. And we turn back to center and we take all of the directions and we bring them right into our heart. For within us, our heart is the unity of all the directions and all things. And we acknowledge that us and ourself is the beautiful face of God and the existence of creation manifest as us. What a wonderful gift it is to be alive, to be conscious and aware, and to reflect this into the world. And we say, thank you, self. Thank you, self. And we just give great thanks for all of this, knowing that we have brought forth a divine ritual that holds the space of gratitude for everything and for everyone, for we are all related. Ho, and so it is.
I invite you as we continue to celebrate the 7 directions to sing this song with me. It's a call and response. I'll sing a line, then you sing a line. It goes like this. We have come here to love one another. You sing. We have come here to love one another. We have come here to let our love show. Sing it. Our family, we're sisters and brothers, and we carry this love everywhere that we go. We carry this love everywhere. Back to the top, all together. We have come here to love one another. We have come here to let our love show. We are family, we're sisters and brothers. Second part, we carry this love. We carry this love. We carry this love. We carry this love everywhere. Back to the top. We have come here to love one another. We have come here to let our love show. We are family. Sisters and brothers, and we carry this love everywhere that we go. We carry this love. We carry this love. We carry this love. We carry this love everywhere that we. Last line, we carry this love everywhere that we. One more time, we carry this love. I write a lot of songs about love because I believe that love is pretty much the answer to everything. My co-writer for this next song, who also happens to be my life partner, Danny Miller, is here this morning. He came to retrieve me to take me back to Reno. But this is just our
our prayer for how we show up in our relationship, how we show up for our friends and family and our community. And I hope this morning that you find a piece of this song to make your prayer as well. It's called Love Cover Me. As time has unfolded me, it has revealed to me life's nothing less than sublime. And with every thought I make, every last breath I take, may I be gracious and kind. Love, I invite you to open up this heart of mine. Love, cover me, light any darkness. Love, cover me, right every wrong. Cause me to see love over hatred. Guide me to be faithful and strong. Love, cover me. Love, cover me. Kindness wash over me, make me a symphony, play every note you can find. Make me reverberate, gently deactivate, slowly flow out of my mind. Find me a melody, dance and let my anthem be. Love, cover me, light any darkness. Love, cover me, right every wrong. Cause me to see love over hatred. Guide me to be faithful and strong. Love, cover me. 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 I will not be shaken. I will not be moved. Love, cover me. May my heart awaken. Tenderness be proved. Love, cover me. Love, cover me. This is your part. It's one word. It's easy. It goes like this. Love, 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 love. Sing that with me. One word. Love, 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 love. Love, I invite you to open up this heart of mine. Love, cover me, light any darkness. Love, cover me, right every wrong. Cause me to see love over hatred. Guide me to be faithful and strong. Love, cover me. Love, cover me. Right, let's sing that one more time. Just the word love. Love, 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 love. Let's fill up this whole room with it. Love, 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 love. Oh, you sound beautiful. Let's send it all across Denver. Love, 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 love. And just as far out into the universe as you can imagine. Love, love, love.
cover me. Love cover me. Love cover me.
Gary Lynn Floyd, Mile High Band. Gary, it's been such an honor to have you with us. Thank you so much. This is his last day. He'll be selling CDs here, so take him home with you. Dr. Kent, you know, we're in the middle of our spring renewal program, and next week some guy named Roger is going to be continuing it on, but it's even more of a special Sunday because we're honoring begrudgingly, you and Kathleen's moved to Arizona, so it's going to be his last Sunday with us for a while. We're having a luncheon on Sunday from 11 to 1 to celebrate him, and we'll be celebrating him next Sunday too, so don't miss it. Oh, Sunday at the service, but Saturday lunch. And so grateful to be a part of the Spring Renewal series. Michelle spoke about vulnerability last week. I'm speaking about faith and discernment today. Roger's talking about surrender next week. And before we get started, it just needs to be brought into the room this morning. My dear friend, Joni Inman, her husband, Greg, Joni's here today, lost their daughter, Michaela, this week. Michaela served on our facilities team, on our latte cart, ushered here, beloved light of spirit. And Joni, the unimaginable pain of loss that you've been asked to bear breaks all of our hearts. And I know you bear that pain because you love your daughter so much. We wish we could take that pain from your heart, but we can't. Yet we're here with you. We stand by you, and we surround you with love as that wound becomes a scar that hopefully reminds you on a regular basis of that deep bond with Michaela that can never be torn asunder. We love you. We are with you. One of my favorite spiritual teachers is the great Nasruddin, Sufi teacher who is kind of like a spiritual idiot, which for some reason has great personal resonance for me. And there was once a kingdom, and the king declared that only truth could be spoken in the kingdom. And Nasruddin arrived there one day, and the king had a guard and their gallows set up. So if you tell the truth, you can get in, but if you lie, you get hung. And so Nasruddin arrives, and the soldier there asks him what his purpose is for entering the city. And Nasruddin says, "I'm here to be hanged." And the guard answers him, "Well, we're only hanging people who lie." "Well, then hang me anyways." "But that would mean," the soldier said, "that you were telling the truth." "Your truth," Nasruddin replied. Not a very funny story, but in some ways of thinking all these different versions of truth, it kind of reminds me a little bit of what it's like to live in the United States in 2024. Do you notice how fuzzy it can seem sometimes that the truth has become? So much that many of us fear that we may lose it altogether. So many layers and misunderstandings and versions of the truth. And indeed, there are many layers of the truth. My marriage has taught me, for example, that sometimes in an argument, even though I'm right, I'm wrong. Even though I might be right about the point or remembering something that happened in a particular way, if I'm not listening, if I'm not compassionate, I've lost the truth. It's a reminder that in our relationships, who wins in an argument isn't who's right, it's who gets back to love first, just like the beautiful song that was shared with us. One of the most important spiritual understandings there is that my truth and the truth are two different things. My truth and the truth are two different things. It's great when they intersect together, but they're two different things. My truth is made up of my experiences, my thoughts and beliefs, my feelings and emotions, my hopes and aspirations, my neuroses and my bias. And I wouldn't say it's fiction, but it's certainly not nonfiction. Let's put it that way. And when my truth for me is all that there is, it's an isolating, lonely place to be. I have to remember that even though I may not know every aspect of what it is, that the truth is something real. It's symbolic of spirit itself. And the heart of all spiritual practice in so many ways is that willingness to put the my truth aside so that I can engage and open my heart with discerning faith to allow a greater truth in. In the truth, we may say there are some divine conclusions we can come to. In my truth, there is attachment to outcome. In the truth, there is a commitment to the highest and best. In my truth, there is my perception of reality. In the truth, there is comfort that can come in embracing the mystery. In my truth, I isolate myself in arrogance when I think it's all that is. In the truth, I enter with humility. All are welcome. The truth informs my truth, and it grows. In spiritual practice, when I'm meditating only in a place of my truth, I'm not really meditating, I'm just processing all my thoughts, all my feelings, all my memories, all my worries. But when I open up to the truth, I'm informed, not by the life that I'm living, but by that divine life that's living me. I come present and I'm relieved of my stories. I'm relieved of my judgments. And I'm informed at a deep heart level by what's really real. When I'm practicing affirmative prayer just from my truth, it's all about trying to manipulate and bend the laws of nature to demonstrate what I want. It's my wishes and my hopes. It's not a bad thing. But when I practice prayer in awareness of the truth, I am ready to pray for the highest and best good. I am willing to accept the life that the divine has in mind for me. Emerson said of prayer that any prayer other than for the all good is vicious. And I've learned that in my prayer practice. If I can't wish it for everybody, I don't pray for it for myself. I don't mean that in the sense that I pray that each and every one of you has a better relationship with my spouse. But when I'm praying for love, I want love for you. When I'm praying for abundance, I want abundance for all people. And there's something freeing and enlightening and uplifting about that. Isolated in my truth, I'm in a sad arrogance. But when I'm open to the truth, it's then that I can interact with the other my truths out there, your truth. And there can be this space where my truth and your truth can meet in the truth together, and we can deepen and grow. The greatest sacrament in life there is, coming together in understanding in spirit. So I'm sharing some of my own personal rules for spiritual discernment today. And that's the first one, that my truth for me is different than the truth. And thank God for that. Socrates said that the beginning of wisdom isn't knowledge, but it's not knowing. It's admitting that we don't know. Shunryu Suzuki said, in the beginner's mind, there are many possibilities. In the expert's mind, there are few. Gandhi said that his religion wasn't Hinduism, but the truth. I think that's true of us religious scientists as well. Our religion is for the truth. It's what we're committed to. It's what we're dedicated towards. Even if it disappoints the my truth, we're always focused on heading where that truth is leading us. Gandhi said, I believe that we can all become messengers of God if we cease to fear others and seek only God's truth. I do not believe I am seeking only God's truth and have lost all fear of people. I do feel that God is with the movement of non-cooperation. I have no special revelation of God's will. My firm belief is that God reveals himself daily to every human being, but we shut our ears to that still small voice. That's what opening up to a greater truth is. It's listening to the deeper layers within ourselves. And this is what I mean today by faith and discernment. Faith and discernment for me isn't the kind of faith that's just in conviction of your beliefs. It's about being open and committed to the truth wherever it leads us. It's not so much the faith of fake it till you make it, but the faith of taking divine ideas and experimenting with them in your life to see what shows up. It's not the faith of act as if, but doing our damnedest to be true to what is. I want to be true to what is and deal with whatever the consequences are of just that. I remember being 16 years old and reading the great Catholic mystic of the Middle Ages, Meister Eckhart. And I remember coming upon the following line that really helped shape my spirituality. Eckhart says, "What is truth? The truth is something so noble that if God could turn aside from it, I could keep truth and let God go." A little mind-bending, isn't it? What is truth? The truth is something so noble that if God could turn aside from it, I could keep truth and let God go. I had to think about that for days. I still think about it these days. The idea being that God is truth. And even if a perspective of God stands in the way of it, we have to let it go. It's that idea that we can see so many people challenged with, that if your religion is keeping you from God, it's not religion. If your religion is keeping you from respecting humanity, it's not religion. If your partisanship is keeping you from patriotism, you're no patriot. If your participation in the diversity and equity and inclusion committee is keeping you from embracing diversity and being inclusive and supporting others, it's not diversity, equity, and inclusion. It's so easy to make that my truth mistake that we wind up betraying the very virtues and spirit that we're seeking to create and bring forth in our lives. And that's why there's so much wonder in embracing the mystery and being willing to not know so that we can be greater informed and uplifted in our lives. A second rule of spiritual discernment for us this morning. This is important for us at Mile High because we're big tent spirituality here. Lots of different ideas, lots of different beliefs, all united in our commitment to the truth. And our tool here is affirmative prayer, but you'll meet people here who consider themselves mediums, or that work with light or Reiki, or that utilize tarot or wisdom cards. And we're open at the top here. We love to explore all of that, except I would suggest one rule for you that I use for myself. And that is, the moment anyone tells you that they have a power that you do not have within yourself or the ability to cultivate, walk away. Walk away. They can be talented. They can be gifted. But every great spiritual teacher who was worth their own salt never pointed at themselves. They always pointed to let you know that the truth is within you. And you can utilize it and make it so in your life. It's that misuse of power, that manipulation, that tricking, which has caused all of the negative stuff that comes out of religion and spirituality. If someone's not pointing back to the power in you, walk away. A third rule for spiritual discernment, similar but a little different than the first for me, is to recognize that perception is not reality. Perception is not reality. It can be part reality. And it's interesting for us religious scientists because in a way we're responsible for this idea, think it and get there. And yet, I think this belief, if we look through social media and politics and news and everything going on in the world, we buy into this idea that perception is reality and wind up surrendering our commitment to truth. And in that, sometimes we lose ourselves Sometimes we lose relationships. Some of us fear that we may lose our country and our fellowship and good citizenship and care of one another from this idea that perception is reality. We're spiritually mature here in our teaching in the sense that we can recognize the difference between lowercase reality and uppercase reality, uppercase R reality. Lowercase reality is fluid. It's always changing. It's always transforming. It should always be challenging us to grow and evolve and expand. That capital R reality, which we refer to as the changeless reality, also includes those empirical truths, those unchanging facts of life. And we get to live in both of them as we expand our understanding, but don't sacrifice the greater truth to try and be right. Just try and stay in that one perspective. I love something our founder, Ernest Holmes, said. He said, our thinking doesn't change reality at all. Some people think it does, but it never flattened the world when they thought it was flat. It only flattened their experience on a round one. When someone knew it was round, they could navigate it. I apologize to any flat earthers out there in the audience. What this means to me, and it's part of our calling as religious scientists and mile highers, is that we always recognize, even in the most dismal or challenging circumstances, there's a greater truth. We edge towards love and peace. We embrace greater possibility. We believe in the inherent love, beauty, and divine perfection in each individual and their ability to embody and bring it forth. It's hard sometimes. It can be damn hard work. But that's what we're called to do. Some of you may have noticed we're in a presidential election year. Anyone notice that? And I was getting to share with our spiritual leaders at our Centers for Spiritual Living conference in South Carolina a few weeks back, and I'll share it with you as well, that it's about that time when congregants are going to start coming to spiritual leaders, pulling out their hair, going a map. Where do you think it's better to live, Canada or Mexico? Right? There's that anxiety, and it's understandable to have anxiety when you care about your country and what direction it's going in. And as spiritual leaders, this is for all of us, we have to decide, are we going to pull our hair out too? Are we going to say, well, that place looks pretty cool in Canada there. I wouldn't mind living there. Or are we going to respond not denying that we may be anxious, but with that higher consciousness? It's something, again, so unique and powerful about our teaching, is that we are an American spirituality. Not just in the sense that we were formed in America, but our faith, more than any other faith there is aligned with the spirit of the Declaration of Independence, which we embrace to mean that every individual on this planet has a divine right and a divine calling towards liberty, towards freedom, for justice, for the pursuit of their happiness and their joy. We believe in that not just as the law of our land, but as an article of our faith. On page 1 of The Science of Mind, Holmes says that the divine plan is one of freedom. Bondage is not God ordained. Freedom is the birthright of every living soul. What an opportunity for us in the midst of uncertainty, in the midst of the election, to hold that higher truth, that our country is a divine idea in the mind of God, and that we can give that energy and encourage others to know a highest and best outcome is taking place. Not always easy, but that's the calling. Another one for us is to bring a consciousness of wholeness to every circumstance. That doesn't mean we put on rose-colored glasses. That means that we include all of the my truths in our consciousness of our country. That's the one that recognizes that, yes, we love the Declaration of Independence, and our founders didn't apply it to everybody at the time. We've only been practicing it for like 50 years, seeking to. It's that ability to recognize and still hold all of our institutions as sacred, even when we may be criticizing them. to hold sacred our three branches of government, our schools and our teachers, our churches and our ministers, our doctors and our nurses, our police people and our fire people. You can uphold the highest expectation of them and still seek to reform them. It's when we get on the fringes that we sow distrust, that we weave that pessimism. And when we get back to center, we can have that consciousness of seeking to transform and uplift, but we do it from a place of wholeness and love, not spite and hate. We have that ability. I love what James Baldwin once said. He said, "I love America more than any other country in the world, and exactly for this reason I insist on the right to criticize her perpetually." We can practice tough love with one another, and yet we can hold a consciousness of wholeness for our lives and our country and for our well-being, because I want you to have hair. I want you to have as much peace of mind as possible. Lastly, something us religious scientists are so good at. It's the covert curriculum of all of our talks and all of our classes, and it's how to communicate with one another. We know how to listen. We know how to seek to understand where someone's coming from, even when we don't agree. We seek to expand understanding, not to limit understanding. I was listening to an interview with a Republican congressperson from Pennsylvania, and he said that he thought that the number one problem facing our country was lack of bipartisanship. And I thought that was a profound thing to say in light of gun violence and reproductive rights and the economy and the deficit and immigration, all these important things. But it speaks to that idea that some of these issues may actually have pragmatic solutions, but there's so much distrust. There's so much my truth is better than your truth, that there's not that ability to listen, to build trust where it's lacking, and to make those important decisions just like we do in our own individual life. And again, it's not my intention to be political here, but to recognize that all of us are affected by this in our day-to-day lives who are seeking to be good citizens. And it's our sacred responsibility to use faith and discernment to seek that greater truth that we want for our children and for their children as well. Speaking of perception not being reality, I always love watching everything that's happening in the social world. And one of the big perception things that's coming up a lot has to do with age and ageism. You notice that? I'm not here to apply it to the election in any way, but it's so interesting that we live in this time where we no longer know what it means to be 80 or 70 or 50. It's kind of a wonderful thing, but we have to stop and pause and say, what does it mean? What does it mean now that I'm this age? I don't know. You get to decide what it means. I love a gentleman, Dr. Howard Tucker. He's 100 years old, still a practicing doctor in Ohio. And he shares, the number of older practicing physicians has increased. This is a tribute to the sophistication of modern medicine, which allows doctors to live longer, and to the fact that many physicians have forsaken smoking. I remember when doctors with a cigarette dangling between their lips would advise patients to smoke because it will curb your appetite and quiet your nerves. Dr. Tucker's been practicing medicine for 75 years, and he shares that studies shows that only about 30% of people over the age of 65 show or demonstrate cognitive decline, which means 65% don't at all. And as I know, because many of my friends are in this congregation, the ageism out there is a real thing. Someone who, as Carl Rogers has said, not growing older, but older and growing, is trying to get a new job, and they're told you're too experienced. They go in to get some health care, and they're spoken down to or treated like they're overly frail. We want to get that out of our consciousness. We want to get ageism out of our consciousness and judge each individual by themselves. If Dr. Tucker is Exhibit A, I'll give to you as well Exhibit B, the Rolling Stones. 80 79 and 76 years old, in my opinion, put out the best album of the year in 2023. It's called Hackney Diamonds. And if you like rock and roll, it's wonderful, but it's some of the best songwriting that I've ever experienced. And it's so cool because they're not trying to be 20 or 40 or 60 or even 70. They're being who they are, and they're able to write songs that a 20-year-old probably could never write, sharing from the wisdom of their experience, their joy of life, and in their elder wisdom, it's the sense of timelessness that only a song and really good music can bring you, that sense of experiencing the beauty of life. So, my truth is not the truth. If someone is telling me they have a power that I don't have within me, I walk away. Perception is not reality, although it's what we have to discern reality, but be humble about it. Hold a high consciousness. And I have many more. I'm going to share one more. One of mine that I share with ministers is that if your talk is under 25 minutes, it's about them. If it's over 25 minutes, it's about you. And I realize I'm right at that point. Here's the last one. Never hold yourself back from who you are becoming. Never hold yourself back from who you are becoming. The greatest obstacle between you and who you are becoming is yourself. That self-judgment, those stories we tell about ourselves, what we think we're not capable of, so we're afraid to try, that resistance that gets built up. Never hold yourself back from who you are becoming. I remember my first day of ministerial school. It was the summer of 2002. And we had this retreat in Santa Barbara, California, and we're all getting our food. We're like first day of school, nervous students, and there was a great minister in our movement, Dr. Lloyd Tupper, is there to speak, and he's chatting it up with the students. And I was a part of the Huntington Beach Church, and the senior minister there had just resigned. And so he got to chatting with me, and he asked me where I was from. I said I was from the church in Huntington Beach, and he said on purpose, really loud, "Are you going to be their next minister?" And I was kind of like a fifth grader who gets called out on their crush in front of their crush. I just turned beet red. No, that's not me. I could never do that. And I was a little mad at him, and I kind of wrestled with it for a couple days, and I figured out, he did that on purpose. He knew I wasn't going to be the next senior minister of the Huntington Beach Church of Religious Science, but he was testing and encouraging me to step into who I was becoming. It's so wonderful when we have those people in our lives who hold us to who we are becoming. But the best spiritual thing we can do for ourselves is to hold ourselves there as well. To overcome the resistance, the fear, the sense of not enoughness, and to know that by stepping into who we are becoming, it gives us all the tools that we need to live the grandest and best life possible. Who you are becoming is a real thing. It's not just a possibility, it is an actuality in the mind of spirit. And when we have enough courage to step into it, enough vulnerability, enough strength, enough discernment, it is embodied in us. And we become not just what we are meant to be, but that who we really, really are. So taking that thought into prayer, I invite any of our prayer practitioners who choose to join me to stand and hold consciousness today. And I also just want to take a moment to honor another life that transitioned this week. My good friend Spencer Pickens made his transition last weekend. Deep voice, big man, beautiful man. And I don't know if I've ever known anyone that had that ability at any time just to drop in to unconditional love. You would look into this man's eyes and immediately feel the heart of the divine expressing through him and as him. And I know that that unconditional love is all that Spencer is now, that he's been released from a form that could contain his spirit no longer, and that love of who he is blesses those who are grieving his passing today. Again, we hold Joni, Greg, their entire family in our hearts. And I simply bless and affirm that the arms of the divine are around Michaela right now, that she too is free from her suffering, that she is uplifted in the light of grace, and that she is able, perhaps now, in a clearer way to experience her just how divinely loved she is. And I know that her love continues on. It continues to express itself. It brings new epiphanies and understandings. And may it bring peace to Joni's heart and all of those who are grieving this loss today. And for each and every one of us, knowing there is a higher truth that lifts us up. It will grab us. It will uplift us if we just let it. That truth that allows us to see our lives through the lens of spirit, that reminds us that we are souls, that can bring us healing, that can bring us a new, profound openness and trust of the heart within ourselves and the heart of all that is life. May this divine truth comfort us, challenge us in the greatest of ways, and inspiring us moving forward to hold the highest life for us, for our loved ones, for our communities, and for our country. Allowing this truth to be, we are its becoming, and so it is. Amen.
Love cover me, light any darkness. Love cover me, right every wrong. Cause me to see love over hatred. Guide me to be faithful and strong. Love cover me. Love cover me. Love cover me.
Gary Lynn Floyd. As we move into our time of offering today, thank you for your abundance. Let's all celebrate our own abundance, but thank you for helping to make Mile High Church the abundant spiritual community that it is. We're doing something this spring that we're calling our Spring into Action campaign. It's to celebrate what we call our Mile High Church Fund, which is where all the money that you give goes into supporting our youth and our education, our programming, our pastoral care, etc. We are so grateful for all that we receive. Someone gave us an anonymous donation of $10,000. We're so grateful for that. And so, let's hear it for them. And thank you for not just the amount that you give, but that you give. That's the most important thing, because it all binds us in that law of circulation that produces greater and greater abundance for us and for one another and for our spiritual community. So I'm so grateful for that. So with that, thank you however you choose to give, whether it's through the mail or in the basket, text message, et cetera, et cetera. We are so grateful. Bless your gift however you like it, but we like to bless it all together too. And we say our affirmation that goes like this: divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. And so it is.
Myself to do my best, loosen my grip and give it a rest, find myself a soft place to fall. I promise myself to live it all. I promise myself some peace of mind. I make the choice to be loving and kind, with my arms around me right from the start. I heard the sound of my very own heart. And every day I'm ready to rise, ready to shine with a smile on my face. I'm gonna walk on the sunny side. I promise myself. Oh, I promise myself. I promise myself to be so strong, nothing can keep me down for long. I toss the forge a new path. If I stumble, then I'll have a good laugh. I promise myself to jump and dance and open up every time I get the chance. So much beauty in the world I see. If you need a helping hand, you can count on me. And every day I'm ready to rise, ready to shine with a smile on my face. I'm gonna walk on the sunny side. I promise myself, yeah, yeah. Oh, I promise myself, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna soften my heart, sing my own song, do my part, keep rolling along. I have a gift, I give it my all. I promise myself I will answer the call. Yeah. Oh, I promise myself, yeah. And every day I'm ready to rise, ready to shine with a smile on my face. I'm gonna walk on the sunny side, and every day I'm ready to rise, ready to shine with a smile on my face. I'm gonna walk on the sunny side. I promise myself. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I promise myself, yeah. I promise myself.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Gary, for being here with us these last 3 weeks. It's been a real pleasure. And we want to make sure you take some of Gary home with you. Sorry about that, but there's a table out in the lobby. His music is there, and he will be there. So I encourage you to stop by. But thank you so much, and thank you to the band who has supported, and who came here very early this morning to practice. Thank you. If you're here for the first time, we have a welcome center in the center of our lobby, straight behind this wall. Please stop by. I'll be there to greet you and to tell you anything you need to know about Mile High Church or the New Thought movement that we're part of. I encourage you also to buy some flowers, and they're out at the north end, our north guest services counter, and they're pots, by the way, not just flowers. They are pots that you can take with you. About 150 of them we're going to sell, and anything over what we have to pay for the plants will go to the schools. If online folks, you can participate by making a donation, and all of that money will go to our Title I schools here in Lakewood, Iber and Rose Stein, and it'll help pay for lunches for them for the summer. So thank you in advance for that. And now I'll acknowledge our wonderful practitioners who came down front. They are here to pray for you, a short affirmative prayer. So stop here after the service. You can also do prayer at the window, and you can also do it online. And that is the center of our teaching, is that prayer life.
Thank you, Jackie. Dr. Patty, tell us how we're ringing in the spring equinox Tuesday morning.
Yes, we're bringing in Tuesday morning. Reverend Samira and myself will be present in the community center starting at 7 in the morning. We'll be there till around 10 o'clock. We're going to have the labyrinth. There's going to be flowers. There's going to be ritual. It's going to be powerful. So if you can stop by, we'd love to see you.
Thank you, Patty. Lastly, today we have a workshop in the Vote facilitated by a wonderful facilitator. Her name is Jessica Havens. It's called Spirituality in Times of Injustice, and it's about taking our high ideals, our high principles, and how you can apply them to those who struggle achieving justice in the world. So it's a great spiritual and down-to-earth workshop. It is $20. You can pay at the door over there, and if you have any issues paying, talk to the person at the door. We'll get you in there. It's that important of a workshop. So hope you take that. With that, if you'd like, stand, and we're going to say a benediction together before we sing the peace song. Repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind, spirit, and all that I do. I give thanks for it, and I accept it, just the way that it is, and just the way that it is not. Thank you, life.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as our power, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Love you. Thank you.